Word count, 95. Imagine a car that just doesn't stop. No fuel, no charging, no tricks, just endless motion, as if the universe itself forgot to hit the brakes. When we first heard about Maxwell's experimental setup, we expected a quirky science project at best. But the moment we saw the car moving smoothly, continuously, for hours, we knew something wasn't normal. And what happened next didn't just surprise us. It forced us to question everything we thought we understood about energy. Because this wasn't a glitch, this wasn't luck. This was something entirely different. Word count, approximately 200. We first found Maxwell in a half-lit workshop that looked more like a physics lab mashed together with a junkyard. Coils of copper wire hung from the ceiling, battery packs lay scattered on the floor, and right in the center sat the car, an old, compact hatchback that had clearly lived several lives before this one. But the moment we saw it, it didn't look like a scrap project anymore. It looked intentional. Every panel had been removed and rewired. Every component had a purpose. Maxwell told us he'd been working on a concept inspired by James Clerk. Maxwell's thought experiments mainly the idea of exploiting tiny inefficiencies and converting them into useful work. Of course, that sounded like pseudoscience to us, but the seriousness in Maxwell's voice made us curious. Then he told us the car had already run for 12 hours straight without stopping. That's when we stopped laughing and started recording. Something was different about this machine. Something worth investigating. Word count, approximately 220. Before we even tested the car, we inspected every inch of Maxwell's setup. Cameras mounted under the chassis, a strange lattice of magnets around the rear axle, and a sealed metal box connected to the drivetrain through a shaft that looked custom-built. Maxwell claimed it was his energy balancing chamber, which did nothing to reassure us this wasn't a glorified magic trick. We suspected hidden batteries, wireless charging coils, or even a disguised connection to mains power. The workshop was cluttered enough that a cable could be concealed under practically anything. We tore through every corner, checking walls, floors, and the car's body panel by panel. Maxwell watched calmly, almost amused, which annoyingly made us more suspicious. He explained nothing unless we asked specifically, and even then his answers felt deliberately incomplete. But one thing was clear: there were no hidden cables, no extra batteries, no wireless chargers. Whatever was happening, the explanation wasn't going to be simple. We kept thinking, if this was a scam, it was an extremely elaborate one, and if it wasn't, then we were witnessing something that shouldn't be possible. When we finally started the test, we expected the car to stall within minutes. Instead, it accelerated smoothly around the empty industrial lot. Maxwell sat in the passenger seat, arms crossed, as if he'd seen this 1,000 times. We had trackers on the wheels, cameras on the dash, and thermal sensors aimed at every part that could possibly hide a power source. 10 minutes passed, nothing unusual. 30 minutes still, no signs of power loss. 2 hours, this was where we expected heat buildup, voltage drop, or at least mechanical strain. But every reading remained strangely stable. The car moved at a constant speed, as if gravity itself was helping. At 5 hours, fatigue hit us long before the car showed any hint of slowing. This thing wasn't just running, it was cruising, no dips, no surges, no mechanical groans. At 9 hours, we noticed something bizarre. The magnetic structure Maxwell built around the axle produced a faint oscillation pattern. It didn't look like propulsion, but it definitely wasn't decorative. At 12 hours, we stopped the test voluntarily, not because the car failed, but because we did. The car was still perfectly operational. Word count, approximately 300 after hours of testing, Maxwell finally let us open the sealed metal chamber. Inside, we found something completely unexpected. Not a battery, not an engine, but a hybrid thermodynamic system. It used temperature differentials, tiny ones, barely noticeable, to generate microbursts of electrical energy. The magnets around the axle weren't meant to propel the car directly. They stabilized rotational inconsistencies, reducing mechanical losses to nearly zero. Maxwell explained that the car didn't create energy from nothing. Instead, it harvested ambient thermal fluctuations and stored them temporarily in a high-efficiency capacitor array. These capacitors released the stored energy in small pulses, just enough to support the car's constant motion. To be clear, the system didn't violate any laws of physics. It simply took advantage of something most machines ignore, the small but constant environmental temperature variations caused by wind, sunlight, and even the car's own movement. This is why our sensors showed minimal energy drain. The car wasn't being powered by us, it was being powered around us. Maxwell had essentially built a machine that made friction irrelevant. And once friction becomes negligible, the amount of energy needed to keep something moving drops to nearly nothing. The car wasn't perpetual motion, but it was as close as you could legally get without breaking physics. Word count, approximately 235, so why did the car seem like it could run forever? The secret was the near-perfect balance Maxwell created between mechanical efficiency and environmental energy harvesting. Every system inside the vehicle was tuned to operate with almost no internal resistance. Even the wheels had custom bearings that reduced friction far below commercial standards. Combine that with the capacitor-driven micro-power pulses, and the car effectively required less energy to maintain motion than the environment naturally provided. That's why the drive looked infinite. The input and output balanced so cleanly that the energy curve flattened. To the naked eye, it felt like perpetual motion, but the twist? It wasn't. It was simply an engineering masterpiece built around exploiting overlooked physics. Maxwell hadn't created an impossible machine, he'd created an unbelievably efficient one. Word count, 90 in the end. Maxwell's car didn't break physics, but it did break our expectations. What looked like a miracle of infinite motion turned out to be a brilliant, deceptively simple system hiding behind layers of mystery. And honestly, we're glad. Because discoveries like this remind us that innovation doesn't require rewriting the laws of nature, just understanding them better than anyone else. So, if this shocked you too, stick around, because experiments like this are only the beginning, and the next one might change everything all over again.